ono National Sports Authority Board Chairman. Mo amushe Facebook mbo nse odaso kama ene ye ba betwetwe nkomo a e bata Ghana Sports na ya hwe ye kɔ anim no se ebetumpon ana se ye benya nsakraye e wode ye hu no. Honorable, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Bajo boko de.
We are boko. It's here obviously force nyina. Ama mutie nyina etia.
Na baby how free so na Sports Authority what saying?
We are boko.
Sir.
Say I said the Ghana for mo yeah, ya ho adwe kakra. That was say na which one boys but I don't think it may see mu stadium amamo na.
Oji se na Ghana for twabo mo.
Abana mo so kan obi, o so twabo kakra.
Boy, you know down. Hey, Josiah, Josiah. On an yes, I did.
Desire. Your boys
but what is here? Ubet Maka say, more satisfied with the one your Marco. Would you compare and Sana Ghana about so much me now?
Oh, yeah, say, oh, can the share stadium to say stadium? No,
specifically with the stadium.
Yeah, I think for now. Yeah, very satisfied. Interventions that Akuma and the standard that you are raising a picture I could run it here. I mean, I have to be sincere, say, excited about and I must commend the staff of the National Sports Authority. You know, I can't obi didn't know shame it me I raise standards now be drew so I mean I think everybody deserves a commendation, and also the sector minister for his support. You know, sometimes the normal, they do original logistics.
Sure.
You know, so once these logistics were made available, to me, a boy kama, you know, and then I say, and I read that, yeah, consultants and any juma, Frank Boy, the Crane, Papa Nabu Juma, and we are so impressed so far.
But you now. From why no modern car?
O say a car de obia de car out here o studio bika.
Na we unna nja mi busa.
Kana we etua bia na ya etua
Frank o shine na se yesi o Charlie Frank. Hey Ghana de unim green grass yesi obia o se hwe mo mpanifo no kra de meka. De bia hu asa no kan tina mi busa se bia modern car na modern car da be na etua no.
Etua nso etua bi nso.
About your country, you.
I know there's a okay, do budget back.
Pacho, they say we are acting director general at the same time board chairman of the NSA.
I'm quite to say executive chairman. Okay. I don't know.
Wow.
Say it drew Pepe. I mean, we have few months to election.
Okay.
You know, and the president, in his wisdom, I mean, looked at it that okay, I have been around with them all this while, so. Let's just take the mantle. Let's cross over and see what new we can do for Ghana. As
a president, no more trust to Umupa, didn't you?
Oh, sir, menena yejuma swache, and one appointed me first as a board member.
Okay.
And one semuna were elevating me to a board chairman. You know, so it means that you know, and president before about appointment when him there. And he knows your capabilities, what you can do, you know. So, and I ministers we much.
Sure.
So I believe that he will not hesitate if he's asked to make a recommendation. So, I mean, it's for God and country.
You know, for some of us, we've known you for close to 2 decades and over. A true and true sports person, specifically football. Now, as you say, that sports authority, and we could be na sports authority crowd omo adwuma crowd and sen e wo Ghana ye sports mu
say mo ya akoye sa ma akoye say NSA adwuma no nyina agina
stadium pitch it's an embassy a broadening conversation
and also na mo komodie mu commentary nyina akogina so you know and the developmental aspect of national sports authority.
You think we don't seem to concentrate there?
No, enough? You don't talk about it at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me tell that. NSA didn't pitch as stadium as you know, but cross country organize it marathon I organize, boxing I organize, badminton I DH, athletics I DH, monka. Monka. Until one narrow activity in Inako, stadium management or stadium directors. But we have sports.
Sure.
We are managers of the national sports infrastructure.
Okay.
That is one. And our mandate is also to develop on F talent and develop them for national representation.
Right.
For national glory. So our work casts across beyond the management of our pitches for football. We have about 54 federations registered.
All under the NSA?
All under the National Sports Authority.
Wow.
Of which football is one. Of which football is one. Football is one of the federations under the National Sports Authority.
Okay.
So all these are rules that the National Sports Authority plays. It is our core mandate to even also fund sports. But of course, we all know the logistical constraints are sometimes that comes with this our function, and it's not only about football, and it's not only about stadium management.
Okay.
It goes beyond that. And over the years, we've organized cross country. We are in discussion with the ministry, to sustainably revive the National Day Games.
Wow.
It is on. We are doing templates, and very soon, hopefully, we were thinking that we could do it before elections, but the slow pace in which we are going, I don't know whether we can achieve that in this coming on before the elections. But of course, tennis we are it's under the National Sports Authority, and just recently, juniors ITF championship was being held at Accra Sports Stadium.
Sure.
I didn't hear commentary about it. All was about the Black Stars, all about our stadiums and our loss to Sudan, our draw against Sudan, our loss against Angola, So, broader sports and the conversation, the conversation will be very good. But say sports, sports Ghana, not say football. And we need to move away from that narrative.
But what sort of attention do you guys give to these federations? And I said, that's when the NSA comes up.
Yeah, we give, beyond that, we appoint even technical advisors to these federations.
Oh, really?
Yes. We appoint technical directors to assist in the running of all the federations that are under the National Sports Authority. And there is a yearly calendar, pertaining all sporting activities. That pertains not only that when they are due to travel and NSA are in the news and stuff. No, it means that it's a media communication that is always skewed. Okay. To kind of like, I don't want to use the word agenda setting, but then if that is for want of words, if that's sure. What I have to use, Ibiana Sana Mekabisi. But of course, it is beyond that. The procedure technically is that Federation be able to they have to write to the ministry because of funding through the National Sports Authority. And the National Sports Authority will add a technical letter.
Right.
Which will have to be evaluated by the head of technical, and signed by the Director General to the minister. And the rationale will be that whether Trippier and Crawford is I mean, it is tangible,
sure,
beneficial to the state, and is even the federation also even in good standing, based on previous experiences, whether among the athletes so a business been because what the athletes call in the name of Ghana, and that's a big misbehavior, a binding a country na ugu country ni masi, and we mustn't allow that to happen.
Right.
And our by here into the years, as we have said that we've looked at in our quest to say we don't give support to the other federations. It is not the case. Okay, the Nado government here, from history, has been the one that has supported lesser, say, more than 2 deans are lesser known sports.
Oh, you say your assistant, you're from the lease finance.
What's that the new actor?
Lease finance.
You know, it is. He has financed most of this. Where player budget tomorrow. Where National Ministry of Youth and Sports financial statement. You see, say this is an era. This is aura financing of these other federations.
Sure.
You know, say federation beyond fan request and buy minister.
Not turning it down.
You know, if we cannot finance or we meet you halfway.
Right.
Now, what they can so they are called. You know, because I mean, we are federation now. You are supposed to be self-sufficient as well. But when you are representing the state, yes, the government have to come in for the flag to be raising high. Sure. To keep you motivated, I mean, sort you out peacefully. Now, with Miyako, Ghana Franca.
All right. I mean, we saw about the authority sometimes appointing technical people for the federations. What is the current state of these development officers, and how do they actually impact on the grounds as far as the job is concerned?
For the federations, the support staff for the federations. Yep. Yeah, you know, in a broader scope, we are even also supposed to unearth coaches, you know, for all the federations. You know, those times are now, some of us who were young, I was also an athlete, you know, and you could see, say, those who come to our schools to coach us are staff of the then Sports Council. Sure. You know, the school draw the coaches from there to come and assist. So that has metaphored into the appointment of these officer support staffs to the various federations to assist them in their technical space or their development processes, even helping them to draft their programs of activities, you know, helping them to be able to reach out to the other international bodies, you know, and also when it comes to putting up proposals together to the ministry, they play a very technical role, you know, in advising the federation heads. Their
impacts are felt.
Oh yes.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Okay, so now let's go to.
So far, I have not heard any misbehavior from any of our support staff to the federation that has stalled the running of these associations.
All right.
So I can say that so far everything is on top.
So you mentioned the number of federations under the NSA. Now say
54.
54. Okay. Right, yeah. So with these emerging federations, that could also be out a federation be a poppy apple. So I'm asking, are there no enforcement criteria be Emma? Some say there's minimal funding for all these federations. So be also don't mean say what federation or you need to bring some enforcement criteria. If you don't meet them, you don't become a federation.
You know, if you look at the Sports Act, there are provisions, you know, as to the right to give certificates to these federations. And fortunately, Parliament have also passed an LI to support the Sports Act. And in it, we are supposed to institute an annual renewal for all these federations, which will definitely require that you have to come and justify your work and activities, why the National Sports Authority should certify you again for another year to operate, you know, under the Republic of Ghana.
Right.
You know, so a software is being developed. You know, we are in the digital age. So a software is being developed to make it easy and transparent for federations to re-register.
Okay.
You know, with the National Sports Authority under the new LI, you know, so that certification can be given. So all these other federations will all be reviewed as fresh as it is, you know, and based on your history, we'll look at whether there is a need, you know, for us to reactivate it. I'm looking forward to having, is it canoe
enrolling?
Yeah, when we were in Paris for the Olympics, I could just figure that, look, these are the easy way we could get a medal at home. Sure. You know, because
but it's not a sport we've really paid attention to.
Yeah, but when you go to the Coastal Belt and you see them racing,
sure,
you could just see that no, we can make a mark here, So it is something that we should look up to, even promoting as a very national sports.
Wherever you are, this is the Max Sports Park on Max FM 89.7. It's Accra's biggest sports show, and elsewhere you can join us on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and around the world we're on www.maxfmlive.com. Ye bra penny, your boss Seth Panwum or no NSA Board Chairman. And and some bata NSA wina ye bebusa sans or kwa yinim de bezen hunu e ofia bium. Aha. Bezen biso NSA mpacho more marketing department. Na mpacho se more marketing department ta de empa na more marketing. Mubusa sentia mubusa ne said. For instance, when you go to the stadium, we see Tego's Kitchen. We see other bars have sprung up. But what actually does the marketing committee of the NSA do?
Yes, over Emramwa, the National Sports Authority, we are not a marketing institution.
Okay.
But of course, we are enlisted by the Minister of Finance as a revenue generation agency.
Exactly. Also,
we contribute. We are supposed to generate money to support the consolidated fund. So how do we do it? So we have to carve out a department within the authority, so that we can market facilities that we have,
right?
To attract the business community to take advantage of our services, that we can render other than the sports aspect also, so that we can generate some monies to fulfill.
But it doesn't look like a marketing department exists.
Well, to me, more is to be done, but I think they are doing their best in the confines in which they find themselves. The biggest challenge is in Ghana, the practical, easiest way to generate is some of this entertainment industry. And what brought about the problems to the authority was the renting out of the pitch for other than sporting activities. Which of course generates huge sums of money, even as compared to what we get from the gate process.
Sure.
Nana, you have followed football for a long. You and I, are different. We have worked together before.
Yes, sir.
And Obe say, it me bought gate process match. Now the ever buy NSA confess no. Most of the time, it take Ghana. Sometimes it take Ghana.
Yeah.
Will be NSA share. And the 80 Ghana cannot even pay for what was used for the marking of the pitch for the match day, what was used for the groundsmen to get the pitch ready for the game. Look at the utility bills that comes with it. Previously, you used to hear most time that they are disconnected. Yes, because the resources are inadequate to pay. But the only income is the if Shatter comes to your stadium, you can be sure that you get your money. If Stone Boy comes, you're sure you get your money. But nana more some sama ya jet to say I have pitch covers Libya. I mean, yeah, stadium the air rentibum. So definitely that is where we are now.
Sure.
And corporate Ghana too has a challenge. So okay, we have a spaces around the facility that we can rent out. Is that last recently DSTV put me kasa ya mobile brand.
Sure. Internal chairs come on.
Oh,
okay.
To the stadium wall.
Right.
But we could get more if we get more federation corporate Ghana coming. Munkro for muna munkasa take no amon brand na ma space. Now so
me saying.
Yeah, more commission.
Present saying. But let's broaden this conversation about the stadia and what you can be using.
Yeah.
If we say a brass swan, we think about redesigning the stadium to make it more revenue generating for the authority.
Not entirely, because we can't run away from the sporting activity that is built for.
Exactly.
But we can enhance the experience.
Because, for instance, if you redesign the stadium, you don't have to use a pitch anymore.
Yeah. No, me a pitch. No, me what I've seen is that I have attended a concert in Wembley before.
So I'm katasu.
I'm kata. Nti yes we empe we in kataswe.
The internet ain't me kata.
Bono. Nti ye the Israel.
So maybe so.
Israel and as say we've put a request.
We can't sacrifice and buy the cover, but we can rent it out. A say I discuss yes. Ye penisamum.
Oh, say no na ya me no aka say kunya no so ayete no. Sesi ano yes say ye ntimi ya anya page covers na.
Munye.
Ye mfa page no and rent it.
Okay.
But you see, the problem.
Number the yes council.
Problem now is you so no obi na koda kakra bi. And I dare so you buy. Because okay, me I have a financial background also.
Yeah, I know.
You know, na say met me at the idea high for 100,000. You know, na ebia 100,000 no. What about say me no ma bi kakra. I mean, which has to do, let me say the pitch.
Sure.
You know, let's say out of the 100,000 now, make me a day. Let me even say 60,000. You know, it means SCC pitch no back to its original state. Then my team save 40 Ghana. Some idea.
Why idea?
Yes, it can go to solve an administrative
problem,
issue.
yeah.
You know, but the problem was that there was a roadmap to recovering the pitch,
and it was not followed.
For 2 weeks. The person went to sleep and that cost us. Sankawanda for 2 weeks, KDAC and ANC. You know, and this has to do with the growth and the recovery of the pitch. And you know, Ghana so see social media breaking news. Any news I say breaking news.
But you took office. Say Aban woman office. Uba
as chairman.
As chairman.
Yeah.
But back in 2008. Abra Ghana who still have corner. Maybe you are the wrong person for me to ask, but the government of the day bought pitch covers. It was used for the opening and closing ceremonies.
No, I don't think we bought. I think
we rented.
We rented.
Really? Ghana bought it.
Even if you look at the, I don't know, but I didn't come to inherit anything as a
yes,
board.
Ghana bought it.
You know,
That's the question.
I don't really think so. I don't know, but I've not pitch cover you can in Ghana if an obenye be cry. If there are some for us even to rent in Ghana, we'll go and
that's the question I'm asking, sir.
You know, so
it is a fact that we had some in 2008.
I'll give you a scenario that when we hosted the All African Games, the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony all in Legon, you saw that there was the artists performed on the pitch.
Yeah.
But there was a cover on the pitch. It mounted a stage.
Sure.
I mean, which didn't have any effect
on the pitch itself.
On the pitch. Yeah, the organizers rented it wherever they got it from. I think whether they brought it from Nigeria or South Africa. One of the artists, you know, they brought the organizers. They brought it.
Is it so difficult for the government of Ghana to purchase some?
Oh, it's not difficult, and I think I have made a case to my sector minister.
Okay.
To the Minister of Finance that it is something we really need because we are mandated to.
I'm told Rex Danko and Dr. Kofi Amwa brought those covers from South Africa. They were actually plastic pallets that can be arranged and taken off at any time.
So it is a LOC that brought them, you know. So give credit to the whole team, you know, that worked together for that to happen. You know, so as you've alluded to what I said,
sure.
You know, it was done, and then I think they rented it in, and it solved that problem. As a country, we can own one.
Sure.
You know, we can own even two, we can own three, and position it across
the various states.
You know, to support the aspect that we are to make a contribution to our consolidated fund. You know, Minister of Finance can buy it for us. Take it, support, or even GRA. I will make a case even with a woman, with the
lady,
the commissioner of GRA, to see how she can help. Because if they buy it for us, December never Kenya, concert, you know, now Saturday, discuss for support national coffers. But this is a case that Yaji to me, Yaji to say. Say yentimi because this Ghana ya carry say a football nation or we are a sport loving nation, and you know we have a president who loves football and sports so very much.
Sure.
You know, he's a boxing fan. He loves soccer. Obia Ghana boy with Timmy can say, look, let's have a break and enjoy and support the national team.
Oh, sir.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Ghana boy, he's a president of the. He's a first
Football
gentleman
president.
of the. Football president.
He loves football.
Yes, he loves football. He's a sports loving person, you know, and he could suspend his lunch to watch
a game of Ghana
playing.
Wow.
As the first supporter of the nation.
Right.
You know, so and he's somebody and somebody by no bufupa.
Feeling embarrassed by
the fact that they say we cannot play our match in Ghana. Yeah, and he will not accept it on his watch.
Into a fraud, then we saw.
We said, oh, you know, he was really angry that why should that happen?
So that will lead me to my next question. On the maintenance of our various facilities, Mpamucho, more plan, especially for the pitches. Are they better now? How do you intend to sustain it? Obviously, so minimum say one media zone now across sports stadium now, and you're conducive for journalists to work. Obviously, the internet crap there very horrible.
Internet will buy you my to internet become on a bra. Yeah, download it. But let me tell you program. You bought much new year. Obi abo NSA abaso no menim say mo a mo go can say stadium okay am I but media or internet anyo, you know, but microphone no buy no when they came for the inspection we have a whole internet setup.
So what happened?
We have it was on Marco request say some mom.
Oh sir.
Yes. Or you didn't go to access it. There was internet service. The internet account can approve it by stadium on my own.
Okay.
It is there. You know, so you need to list with your colleague at the sports authority, our media person, so that when there are games and you have internet challenges, you know, you can reach out to him and he will assist you as to how you can get connected to it.
So now to the plan on pitch maintenance.
Yes, so we are still on with our consultant. Subsequently, we have not stopped the regular maintenance of the pitch. And ultimately, say a few days ago, he brought a new design. We know circles. The roll up and the mowing was done.
Okay.
You know, in a very beautiful manner, and that tells that and even beyond Accra, you know. And last day I was in Takrady and I was in Cape Coast.
What is the state of Takrady? And your crown?
Esipon not good at all. You know, but of course, we are not done with the renovation of Esipon. You know, so when we are
at what stage is the renovation works? And as a baby
no, say into phases. Yeah, I think this phase is almost done. Okay. He is at the last stage of the blasting.
Okay.
He's at the last stage of the blasting. So obviously, when that is done, then we can know that okay, we are nearing the interior aspect of the renovation. Now it drew while then within that space and the time we can begin working with on the pitch with speed, and it can be open at the same time and maybe the entirety of the renovation, you know. And Cape Coast to the pitch is growing beautifully, you know, and dry and down for Brony been a call around. It's a pitch expert, and he was very excited about what he saw in Cape Coast. And also Kumasi too, we are having a review of the pitch.
So are you giving us an assurance that we're going to get to a point your pitches, you know,
oh yes.
Oh sir.
Oh yes. Because there are good interventions. Good interventions are you know, we'll never have to worry again about pitches here.
Is Kumasi ready for sporting activities?
Oh, I cannot say that for a fact, because we need to have an evaluation of the pitch, you know, to be able to certify say you beat me the footballers alcohol. because we don't want a situation then we invite the calf to come for an inspection
Okay.
you know, so we need to satisfy ourselves, you know, all this is in shape. And besides, GFA Edebeko for them for us to play the match, whether say Yebebon or Accra and as a Kumasa and as a Kipusa, which will require we need to give it another look.
Right.
You know, to be sure, say this is what it is.
It has made the standard.
Then if they come, we'll get an approval. You know, so we are having all those evaluations before. Sorry, before I can come out to say.
Okay. I say among you because
I am go break.
You go break. We'll talk about e-ticketing. We'll talk about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's plans for sports, and then we'll talk about Ghana football. And we be chim cry. Yakwaba. Your partnership board chairman.
A host of stars in a new football season on Star Times. New season, new faces with great tenacity of Ghanaian players abroad like Kudus Mohammed, Fatao Ishahaku, Antoine Semenyo, Thomas Partey, and more in the Carabao Cup. You can also enjoy the thrills of La Liga from sensational Lamine Yamal, Kylian Mbappe, Inaki and Nico Williams, as well as a record breaker, Harry Kane in the Bundesliga. There's also the king of the Saudi Pro League, Cristiano Ronaldo, plus an array of other stars set to decorate your screens in this new exciting football season on Star Times. Enjoy La Liga, Carabao Cup, the Bundesliga, the Saudi Pro League, and much more football action on Star Times for just 180 Ghana cedis per month. Download the Star Times on app now and don't miss any of the action wherever you are.
Yamau Akwaba Eba Max by October 1st. Busumi Wadie, get the incredible deals and Kasa NL Bro, Ewa Techno, Itel, any Infinix phones home. Purchase the Techno Spark 30 and receive a free earbud plus a stylish messenger gift bag. Kowenim, Beji Techno Camon 30S Pro, Ninya free power bank and a free messenger gift bag. Get the Infinix Hot 50i and score a free 2Ks, perfect for all your needs. Or grab the Techno Camon 30S and still enjoy a messenger gift bag. Ope Bibis Runkwana and your better Itel S24. Nenya free kettle. Members are deals with Empower who crowd. Frame. It was 059-409-1122. And as open chichi mo waiting your website www.maxbuy.com.gh. Maxbuy, your one-stop shop for the best electronic deals. Shop now and celebrate October with us. Maxbuy, happy life.
Are you ready? Once again, it's on. So let's get ready to rumble. Season 3 of the Ghana Professional Boxing League is back. Bigger, better, harder than ever before. With the best boxing gyms in Ghana participating. Who takes home the brand new Renault car at the Bukom Boxing Arena, 8:30 p.m. sharp. Live on Max TV and Star Times, channel 247. Proudly brought to you by IMAX Boxing Promotions. The Ghana Professional Boxing League is sponsored by 7-Star Energy Drink, Trust Sports Emporium Limited, Max Buy, and Techno.
89.7, we are back on air. I have Max FM 89.7 and I say Kesen Koma Techno Mobile. After so Infinix ni Itel Sunset Womu ena Max by ni omo Kamboma. Max by Eddie October 1st promo no airban. Max by is the best when it comes to deals regarding mobile phones, okay? Max by said, come get your Techno, your Infinix or your Itel phones, and we're gonna give you extra gifts to go along with. Ube Techno Spark 30 now. You have free earbud. You some more stylish messenger gift bag. Ube Techno Camon 30 Pro now. You have free power bank. You use also the messenger gift bag ebe count home. But you Techno Camon 30 enjoy free messenger gift bag. We are no about you with Infinix Hot 50i. Now fit you free 2Ks. Now you grab your Infinix Smart 7 HD and get 30% off. Chese, I don't know, 990. Yeah, the amount 960. And you are 30 Ghana now free zone. Now pay before for the bra. Near amount ITEL S24 ni be 1,600. Yeah, we are. Yeah, the kettle from Cynics ebe kanwa amount. Remember, Max Buy is the only company that you can buy a mobile phone from and pay later. Ubedi me try and kakran kwesi ube training na ewe. Friend, it was 0544 019 552 and I say brand website www.maxbuy.com.gh. Maxbuy, happy life. And therefore yadama sisamo da sonia ehwabom yeni honorable Seth Panwum ono NSA Board Chairman in command ya twitwi bebre afekrapo ene yesan ako ebimu enti senonso na fama Chairman mpacho mimusa it's about the e-ticketing and how it runs. I said it's a brilliant innovation modiba ya Ghana for any age, but you make your money all right, but it remains a serious concern for the consumer. What I say, and you probably chase car eto ticket, but receipt no ever late. So when they get to the gates, it becomes a problem. Mpamucho, what measures are you putting in place to ensure an improvement in the e-ticketing across the various stadia?
Thank you very much, sir. New innovation be I mean, it doesn't come with perfection. It comes with challenges. Inti we shall see how we na upgrade, you know, the processes money equanim. So obviously, say most of these challenges that have been identified, to me, say it has been drastically improved, you know, and Caneno the turnaround time. I mean, less than a minute you're supposed to get your
receipt notification. No?
Yeah, and I think it has been improved. But obviously sometimes
but it's expected to lead to comfort. It shouldn't be discomfort.
No, it's very comfortable. To say match for honest, you don't you have to go to Accra Sports Stadium, you know, get to the ticket center. Now I could talk we ticket, but I mean your mom penny anybody who say no those. Look, let me show you how this thing came about.
The e-ticketing, right?
Yes.
Okay, walk us through it.
There was much Biana here born at Accra Sports Stadium. I think it was a game involving Accra House of Folk and Kotoko also. And His Excellency, the Vice President's convoy was traveling from to the old castle. And I'm far. Stadium name was
nipa bebre go
and said nipa bebre AQ a motor ticket, you know, and we're seated at the stadium and I was sending me text what is going on with so
many people
crowd
there
and so there's a match involving crowds of work and Kodoko and it's in this time and age we still do manual ticketing for people to queue to buy.
Wow,
why don't we develop a new modular the convenience for everybody instead of wasting precious time of people to queue to buy tickets, you know. So after match we make us nanka ebesi ho
we use nkomo keke na mudi,
you know, until we match no na offer to a meeting, you know. Okay, I said no, we need to devise a different way.
Wow,
you know, to make it convenient for everybody to buy his ticket, and that is what gave birth to the e-ticketing, which one Kasa, you know, was supervising here, you know, for us to have the pilot, and he made sure that we had a pilot with the national team during what is the name, Nigeria and Ghana.
Okay.
And this was a big stage. Ordinarily, kaya obia 1G system in India, kawan penise.
And that high profile game.
Yes, you know. But he test ran it and he said, no, let's go and pilot it. You know, and I echo pilot here, very successful. For the first time, we recorded a record sales. You know, and it is something now, you know, the clubs would have embraced it. You know, 100%. A tool for justification even to attract sponsors. You know, because when a sponsor, I remember when I was doing Wow Stars, we were looking for sponsors. Then my next big bank, Kokasai, you know, I came to Accra to hold a meeting with them a couple of times. They were willing. I had a friend in there who was with the marketing team, and they were really pushing.
Sure.
But when it got to the MD, there was a question he asked that we should submit our data of our supporters.
Wow.
Because they wanted to see our support
Your base, yeah.
you know, how they are cut across. Because they also need to know how it will benefit them. I'm going to discuss it, you know, how are they going to get their visibility returns, investment returns, you know, Emma. And that was what made us stuck. So this idea that DMB buy or the e-ticketing thing, it was going to benefit clubs so very much because the data will be there. How many supporters bought tickets? You know them practically.
Sure.
Because
by the number of purchases.
Yes, and also the system could be able to let you even reach them subsequently.
Okay.
You know, yes, you can now say match be our third ticket or platform also pay. Say match will have, they can send you notification.
Okay.
You know that this game is coming up.
Right.
If you are interested, this is a code to buy your ticket, and these are the prizes involved. You know, and it could have given the clubs enough leverage. You know, say when you invest and with data. You know your supporters are middle class. You know if they are based in the rural areas, you tell them that your supporters are based in the rural area because you'll be able to know per the demographic location of where the tickets were bought from. You know, when you now be to me, and it's data, pure data. Yeah, I'll be to me use it to justify the request the partnership now will pay with the investor, no? You know, to be able to achieve that. But of course, sometimes with the good system, but if we find a most war system,
yeah,
we'll be fighting it. You know, because they think say what the idea about it will still their investment, they are stealing habit. The leakage is there blocking into. I mean, some of them are having issues with that. But to me, it's the best way to go. If I'm a club owner, you know, I want to see how many people are buying tickets to watch my game. You know, I want to know where my support base are, you know, so that I can also even reach up to them subsequently on appeals or whatever. You know, instead of say, yeah, manual system processes are.
Now more for we
are. It be correct to me called pay machine be now my fake currencies.
Wow.
You know, now my papa ne film. After the what they could do banker, na banker you fake one in Alcona was a waboka. You know, the figure that was declared to you were all fake currencies, you know, were not real. As I say, Fasobia, Ambaso, you know. And when I was doing Wow Stars, we encountered a number of these things. So when my boss asked that to introduce the e-ticketing, I saw it to be
a positive step,
a breaking platform for the clubs to maximize their money. You know, well, those times, and as a has bawana, any sikabibre. But some of the times, I remember by cash room, and I said, I'm afraid of cash room. If I'm pay cash room, banana, Sikano do an article, you know, as to how it disappears. You and I cannot know. Yeah. But there's a platform. It'll be a toy. If it's your match, you will be on the dashboard. You will see,
right?
You know, that obiatos is here now drop it. Then it keeps increasing. Then you know that this is the amount you are generating by close of your game. This is how much will come in. And you quickly, before on Sabekano, you can do your budgeting, you know, to be able to pay your costs, your match expenses, and those things.
Well, explain. But Accra Sports Stadium, in particular, do we know the number of seats available at the VIP?
Yeah.
Do we know?
Improviser, you know, rest is in VVIP.
Okay. In terms of the number of seats
over 500.
But why is it that every time the people at the VIP or VVIP are more than the seats there?
Oh, I don't think that we had that experience during the the Sudan game.
No, we didn't have, but I'm saying that it has been the practice for many years.
So that is one thing that the e-ticketing is also curing.
Right.
And in the technical meeting too, we also gave an instruction that people shouldn't give accreditation because there were issues. Memao accreditation said protocol. Or we not then use the protocol. The protocol tag we are having doesn't guarantee you a seat.
Sure.
But
no more better
now so we said that no, we will not oblige to. So every complement required by Mano, we have to e-ticket it from the platform.
Right.
Then we'll give it to you. Then you come, you are entitled to your seat. You see how Kumasi, we've come about the Kumasi with the Angolan game.
Yeah.
The seats were numbered.
Of course.
The auto ticket.
You know the seat you are going to sit
number
on.
You are going to sit down. Abrochiri ya de Ghana.
Okay.
Emma wa uko when you say is that like the airline platform.
Okay.
You a plane ticket we seat number and that was what happened in Kumasi. Unfortunately, because of the rush to revert to the Accra Sports Stadium, intimi and number 6 no.
Right.
But we made sure that we ticketed the number of the seats. Say 500 VVIP, we issued only 500 VVIP. So everybody is entitled to a seat, and we ensure that you don't admit more than the number. And obviously, that's the tickets that were issued. So definitely, and to me, say an illegal person found his way in there.
Right.
If you the checkers who are the gays, some were national security operatives that were helping to control the crowd. So if you don't have, you are not allowed to go in there to have a seat. So these are measures that we are using. We are trying to use to curtail that aspect. Because admittedly, before no na a koso. Utumi be unsena in Kumasi crowd, we have to rent more seats in there to accommodate others. But since I know we are one man, one seat.
Okay.
Sad,
Bajo, Sunya Coronation Park Shamunza.
Yes, national sponsor.
Emudia.
Yes.
Not the number one basasa.
Sunyane.
Aye.
Oh, won't you latest no?
They be bombing come.
Oh, I think that's the Middle Development Fund Authority.
Okay.
They are supporting the regional directorate of the Sunyane Coronation Park.
Okay. For a facelift.
For a facelift. They have awarded it to contract.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
So that work is ongoing. When it finishes, at least it will be a backup for the people of Sunyane. Hopefully, when DMB breaks the 8, we are building a virgin stadium
for the people of the Bono region.
Bono region.
Okay, so now let me find out from you the state of the various regional facilities. It is saying, have you taken into consideration what is happening in Koforidua? Are they seen in Ancien? Is it mobile Koforidua Biumu?
I think Koforidua was rebuilt in collaboration with the NYA, the National Youth Authority.
Yeah.
Originally that was a Koforidua Sports Stadium.
Yeah,
and we converted it to the
Regional Development Center.
The Youth Resource Center. But I think the engineer had an architectural problem with the drainage, how the water will soaked up from the pitch. So it is something we have requested him to go back and have it resolved. Wouldn't him say, yesterday, I was Jendu Park and so.
Also to say.
No, the pitch is good and it's
the pitch might be good, but the environment, the surrounding is terrible.
It was
terrible. I don't see Shamunsa.
Property.
Oh,
you see, this is one thing that has allowed DMB. When you know been tina, me pay DMB.
Then also be Jandu yana.
One more few way you know Best Ramo say any TFO you know say moment trouble papa no.
Somewhere munyoma ye dia why not?
Obe Boagana. Why no he's more like a problem solver.
Okay.
Will identify issues and he tried to solve them. when issues came, he sees the budget that goes to the National Sports Authority. I mean, for the state, it's not even what goes to the ministry.
It's inadequate.
It's inadequate. It's nothing to write home about. You know, so I'll say, okay, we'll bring something we call a sports development fund.
Okay.
So that we have dedicated funding going in there, just like we have for the GET fund.
Right.
You know, you see that it is solving infrastructure deficit in our schools. Is promoting scholarship for students.
Okay.
You know, both local and foreign. You know, with this sport development fund, at least some of these problems that we are all seeing, the sitting areas were not good at all.
Very bad.
People coming, apart from the VIP stand,
a whole crowd
in partnership with Mr. Atta Etimi racing is to some level so that it qualifies for their
at least for the games,
to have local games in there. No, I mean the rest is not any good
very
to write
bad.
about. You know, I had pictures of it. It's not really good, but with the coming in of the sport development fund, it will cure a whole lot of these problems.
All right.
You know, because it's a very dedicated fund. I mean, direction it will be a echo.
Okay.
You know, it will help in giving us a different direction altogether in our infrastructure.
And you are sure it's going to ensure sustainable sports financing?
Oh yes, the man you are talking about is one where with this. I mean, I'm kind of saying.
Within the Bosheso.
Within the Bosheso. You know, so he's somebody that the money to me now, he would ensure that the fund come into being and the usage of it will be put to use, you know, so that we'll have the sports infrastructure issues and maintenance issues all cured with that introduction.
He also goes on to say in his 10 bold solutions to the sports problems in Ghana, or see Obama corporate Ghana tax incentives so that they'll be attracted to investing in sports. And also what I'm saying.
Yes, so that is one of the ideas that he brought about.
Right.
Say, and it's very interesting. In the final stages of the manifesto draft, he sat in the meeting.
Okay.
You know,
you know some meeting
he sat in the baby jet. Sometimes I
don't know and you can't answer for him.
No, I cannot speak, but he's my good friend.
Because some original games,
I gave him all the stadium.
I know for free.
For free that go.
Hey, no man, you remember party or so.
Yeah. Oh, why I say, politics. It's not an easy ground.
And you grow.
So because you said I'll come out so I cried
So about these tax incentives for the companies.
Technically, he's trying to revive what was already there some time ago.
Okay.
You know, so those times are now we used to have some state institutions even supporting clubs. Like what Timu said, there was Afianyo United was being sponsored by some company in the Harbour area.
Yeah, and there was Gapoa as well. There was
United,
Power FC for ECG.
Power ECG, you know, and those stuff. Yeah. So these are going to be brought back, you know, but in a better shape, where he would get tax LI to be passed, you know, to give incentives to corporate Ghana that invest in our sports infrastructure, so that when these tax reliefs are given, Ubemu said they will have space in their budget. Now, Abudia go into sports development, not necessarily to clubs. They can decide to adopt a sports. You know, I'm going to say, okay, state funding now, ebeko para sports no. Yeah, be about para sports. You
sponsor it.
You understand?
Okay.
And there will be space for the national budget to go into other areas, you know. And they say, "Mutek no, you say no."
Aye.
It's a big company. Then they say, "Okay, mo say mo buy football, mo buy supporter kotoko." You know, so we said, okay, we support Kotoko, and this is your file tax returns. And I say, okay, you have tax relief of this much, you know, so that you can continue to push into the sport. Big giants in the telecos can also come to talk.
Sure.
You know, then we give them some reliefs, incentives, you know, so that they can put those monies into supporting. And there can even be a challenge, a trend file. Say, clubs are, companies are more CSI are called into sports, no?
Okay.
I mean, should file their returns for maybe a number of percentage. We say companies do on a rush even to get clubs to manage, sponsor them, you know, so that they can file in for their tax reliefs and incentives. These are something that he would practically see to its implementation, you know, and it will help boost our sports and infrastructure and our sports promotion.
So the boosting of your sporting infrastructure, the vice president who is aspiring to be president, or say when we say a maintenance culture near poor, and you know, implementing effective maintenance model at the national, regional, and then the community level. You are the NSA boss.
Yes. So definitely this is going to fall under the National Sports Authority.
Yeah.
And he understands very well that most of this maintenance manual has to do with funding. You know, so Enuna, with the straight fire of it, he will cure it and he will ensure, say, right from the top down, you know, whatever we are supposed to maintain, we maintain it adequately. Over is under his stewardship with Nana Adodanko Akufo-Addo that from 3 astroturfs are not Ghana has seen. Now we are counting over 150.
Chema, who must my young chronica? And granted, I've chosen that money in your papa.
One more casa.
And grant we boys to him.
Oh, we say I'm a percent from Mamma Fire concert. And I just saw an amount so like now I'm body school dance.
And I do not Josiah. Almost a substandard astroturf, the most seen be Bribino.
Oh, boy. We know how no way. Nana, Josiah. Josiah, we know how no way.
Yes, the most seasonal community football can be more. When more proper standard football games to
well, now you call program about Egypt. One could be on.
Debbie man could be.
You see, it's more like the Egyptian model. Who say Ghana no technically those times Nkrumah time independent. You see that whole country was planned.
Sure.
You know where Utimen will say
community be our playing surface.
Playing surface.
Yeah.
It is not meant to be our national pitch.
Okay.
But you see, it's a place obia woni. Me, I was playing soccer ball on the raw concrete.
I am to say the most standard pitches. I'm a Ghana.
But those are standard pitches.
But you cannot play.
They are standard pitches. But you see, there are other requirements.
Okay.
Say Udbel League matcher, there must be sitting stands and those things. You know, and in some of them, the one that we built, the one that was built in Nalerugu. Nalerugu is a Northeast regional capital.
Sure.
We don't have a national stadium anywhere.
Right.
You know, so that one.
It met all the requirements.
It met all the requirements. You know, where Kaleda more Echo Bar more matches.
Sure.
But Accra, your Accra Sports Stadium, if Elwak is renovated, we have Elwak there.
Yeah. We
have Legon Sports Stadium. Now, say, could see AstroTurf for Medina to support where Yaya Bonnie.
But almost I say AstroTurf, you grade. The moment is in a grade near work from Kra.
Josiah Bois.
On a tested testing, same Musa.
Oh, boy. I am a producer. Oh, boy.
But to what extent have those AstroTurfs enhanced, you know, sports in our communities?
Josiah would tell you that it has enhanced our sports development.
Okay.
And he would attest to the fact that those times Nkora was travel from Medina, Eba Legon, Eba matches, no, Eswati, you know, they have place at Medina now that they can go and have their training.
Yeah.
When you can say travel that long distance,
right?
You know, and there are other rural areas. See those AstroTurfs ordinarily, amunya. Sports infrastructure anywhere to develop their talent. But if for anything sake, me a Krasi, me a village boy, you know, a team or a Krasi, and and I was selected to represent my region.
Okay.
In Milo games.
Sure.
Those times and I bought Milo games, in Sunyane. And it will surprise you, that was the first time I saw grass pitch.
Wow.
When I bought Sunyane, the pitch was there, the Coronation Park. When I boy, there was grass, but we were playing the barefoot. And we saw we saw that we're on a smooth level.
Sure.
And we beat them. We went down up to the finals.
Wow.
So technically, we are exposing these children to levels.
Right.
I mean, AstroTest has been brought to your village. You have tasted it. You have played it. If per national competitions you are selected to come and play, even in Pram Pram, or you have selected to come for Just Fire by the GFA to come and play football in Pram Pram.
Okay. All right.
You have had a feel of it in the village, and you will not be timid.
Okay.
Say you have been put in a.
Your explanation is well understood. Now let me take you to somewhere still with these AstroTurfs.
Yes.
Accessibility.
Yes.
Media grow Fantinu Town.
Yes.
Fantinu Town, a park back where ho. Asim Park. Asim Park no. Corners babies ebony matches wo. Cornerstones born matches so. Sometimes Phantomas be ball ho. Kumasi Sports Council be ball ho. Alaji Gruza Kimfesa be ball ho. Uba dance man so a hoso namti. Kakari Park Nansiana wow sister Honorable Osla Usu. Oko inaugurated Kakari Park AstroTurf.
Yes.
Kakari Park biswa. Community near one teams best 40 coast teams. And a training wo. When you are building these facilities, it's for development. But mind you, development are not in matches. They are in the training. But these teams, after you guys have built these facilities, they do not get access to these facilities anymore. And also more consider.
Oh, no, I don't think that they should be denied access.
Because once you do it becomes for commercial purposes.
No, not entirely for commercial purposes. What has come into my knowledge is that you set up management committees to look over it. Because AstroTurf, so it has a level of what? Maintenance.
Sure.
So the minimum maintenance level should be sustained. So that by a facility do so and say. So
let
me give you an example to the one in Walawale.
Okay.
But at that time I was a presiding member of the assembly there. And I set a committee, to just oversee it. And they came out with the Ube floor light. They came out with the Ube floor light for a match or something. You pay 50 Ghana.
Okay.
And the 50 Ghana, they are supposed to use it to defray the light
cost of the electricity.
Sorry. And also to help maintain whatever match we are, they need to go around and scope the whole pitch. To ensure that there are no unwanted materials in there that has a tendency to spoil the pitch.
Okay.
So they look out for this thing. That was a justification they gave, and they look at the local content. And I'm going to say, okay, 50 is reasonable for any team.
Okay.
Some women no contribute to Accra. So they have no issues. Obviously, Accra is a national capital.
Sure.
Standards might vary, but the pitches are not built to deny the community from using it.
But for instance, if in the last 10 years, the people of Kakari, Dansuman last stop, community football teams, Makumakube is a 10. Yenina ye train wo Kakari. Your story I see your MP, Honorable Osler. Your park no abesi AstroTurf also. How do we get access to train again?
No, wabesi AstroTurf also amamo.
Amai.
Yes, I am there.
As we need the Biani Benya Kwanko train wo.
Yes, some of say I don't know maintain it. Say is it like the me successful and so like the Accra Sports Stadium.
Sure.
Say you bought blaster match be NSA ABR. Who say emra ye timenya ya maintain after the Sudan match till date. If you go there, you love the pitch.
Sure.
But enka no Accra Lions bebo amu match wo. Accra House of Folk bebo amu match wo.
Olympics
bebo amu match wo. Like Vision also applied that they wanted to play their matches there. Vision will come to play there. And in a week, okay, because of the first division and the Premier League matches,
Sure.
in a week before you realize, about 4 matches are going on the same pitch. You know, doesn't give room for the pitch to breathe. Wait to me, I recover, or I maintain it for this to be maintain the minimum standard. You know, and this is a challenge. You know, and this is a challenge. So technically, with the AstroTurf to me, the various users of the pitch should come into an agreement. You know, now Obia and what time. It's the same thing with this broadcast right of the English Premiership. Sorry, I'm more to try my bet. Some of the matches are played in the morning, 11, 10. You know, people go to watch. The same way that the clubs can come into an arrangement, you know, with the managers of the facility. If it's in the morning, you go and train, you go and train. If you know that in the morning your players will be in school, then you opt for the evening one. That most of my players are students, so in the morning they go to school. So we will come and train in the evening. Another club will come and train in the afternoon, you know. And you can technically say, mu warm up or mu drills. You can do your drills somewhere. You know, nama ba park no so say 2 hours be nama beji nama training. Then you leave. Then another team will come go and do their drill somewhere, come and play the pitch 2 hours and they leave. You know, everybody will have its time in days to come and train at the pitch. It is not to be excluded exclusively for only matches and those things. People should be allowed to use it normally as they were using it, you know, but well structured, and also to give room for the facility to be able to be maintained. You know, so that is my view. Me, if it comes to my attention of this, I can intervene by talking to the authorities involved. That if there are managers that they need to structure it well and allow the people to use it. They say, is it like then you take ownership and they won't allow the community to use it? And
But
they're saying,
what it has effectively done is that it has denied many teams where they train regularly.
yeah, and then American. So the training, no, yeah, I'm training same before, no, now I'm training same. They all go and pack in there. Maybe so. Maybe I with the
So where we are, no we go. Where we are, no we
So
go.
it's the same thing that they should go and arrange with the managers of the facility.
They would have to pay money.
Send amode too so.
Some communities take 300, 200.
No, that
For
is
2
on
hours.
That is on the high side.
Yeah.
And your light usage.
And you're like,
Yeah, so it's on the high side. So they need to go back to them and sit with them and review. Like Sunyani Coronation Park say, prison service, prison ladies.
I want to home game.
One of a home game, you know, and the regional director with his management reviewed their race to pay for a match to 33,000. Say amuntia per match, and they came and sat with them and reviewed. They negotiated, you know, and arrived at 700 per a game.
Wow.
You know, so where you go and explain yourself well and you all understand as stakeholders, there's always a win point for.
But I'm talking
everybody.
about coast football clubs. U17.
And then I make
Until
we say all that ingredient we say a women league and I say we.
Where women's
so
league?
So I'm just patching the say guy need charge you 3,000.
300.
No, guy need charge you 3,000. Yes.
And you beat it down to 700.
And I'm negotiate and maybe see 700.
Wow.
So if the community managers are charging you 300, go and sit with them. For all you know, you can even end up paying 70 cedi.
But here's a community na ya sorry dia e ko train ya intwa kapreba.
Namo for bono ground picture na ye Sakura. Ya mutimi prep am the hospital de bia. Sisi anu yese men hospital biom. Men ko se boot biom. But betua in the way for wear and tear no betua 50 Ghana, betua 70 Ghana. Nebo so, you know, mathematically people understand, you know, the benefit that these AstroTurfs cures. You know, they will not have issues paying a token. Me, I will not support that they should pay beyond them. Because coast teams here is more like you don't want children to go wayward. You want to engage them.
Exactly.
You know, and what they football they found. So it's something that needs to be supported and discounted. You know, for them to have use of the facility. You don't have to charge them exorbitantly that will expel them or get them frustrated to go seeking avenues in this world. You
are a true and true football man. Today is exactly 5 years Kurt Okraku won the presidency of the GFA. What is your take on his administration after 5 years? Nice question, eh? But you told me that the football is under NSA.
Yes.
And I'm say the other football no say no buy no 5 years ni uhu na mamu saying.
Oh, say football no, there are challenges. Football, there are challenges. I mean, we are having challenges with our football. We are having challenges with our national teams' performances and stuff.
Right.
You know, and I also think that they are also doing their part. You know, trying to identify what the issues are and trying to fix it. You know, so that Ghana can get back to its glory.
Right.
You know, so I will not. I have not taken an opportunity to really evaluate.
Okay, then let me take you somewhere.
You know, so
have you realized?
I can only say that,
Chairman.
He's.
Have you realized that under this administration, national team football performance has gone terribly bad? Are you aware?
Yeah, so that is what I'm saying. That yes, I'm aware. And
what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so that is why I'm saying that I learned over the weekend or so. I don't know whether it was true or not, that a meeting was held, a management meeting was held, even to talk about the future of
Ghana football. The coach.
The coach also.
I'm told they met a German, but it's speculations though.
Oh, okay. So then I'm also hearing it as a rumor as well. So I also think that they have also seen the challenges that are in there, and maybe they are trying to also find solutions to address them. So I mean,
but are you happy with the state of our national team football?
No, nobody will be happy if your team is not winning. You know, even if you own a club and you are not getting the result. You and I don't know whether you have changed, but you and I are Kotoko supporters.
Oh,
Anna.
Achama me am tie.
Me
catch you all stars.
I catch you for where Kotoko ni council.
Uti ya obano. Alaja can be, don't mind. Maybe Alaja can be. Chairman, Assembly seen and saying your president, your presidential hopeful, yes. Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia.
Mashallah, the next president.
Or can Assembly Ghana for Ghana for say a misplaced priority. So better buses. I'm a Premier League team. La Premier League team. Oma kache musem omunya buses.
Say, let me put it this way. These buses are needed.
But they already have buses.
How many of them have buses? How many of them have good buses? You know, and Okofa team B that travels much, like what where in Wow Stars, you know, and these were ideas that we all judged that there is a need for us to.
I was a populist proposal.
Oh, I don't think it's a problem-solving proposal. It's not a populist proposal.
Now they do both things because we have sports person now.
Obi away populist the job or when you campaign. Any buses. Okay. Say born or Kabi. Yeah, stadium and we Kumasi pe or for platform. Was it is not a shame? I say I build this.
But it was a big shame.
But did he find out that whether we didn't have an alternative?
You struggled before.
We didn't struggle.
Now say Otama Asem no. Na wunda, uni minister. You say do na jo amumunda amunti stadium.
Say you can say your alternative. You can't tell say we had an alternative at the Accra Sports Stadium.
I don't know what's the China problem, but now chairman mo do na jo amunda because
we entoda.
Maranida.
So what is it? The state is also a system.
Right.
You know, nti ebetuma to baby a obekọ Daria kakra. Eno nche say
nti mo kọ Daria kakra.
No, say we can say na yet
more stadium.
Your stadium
24 hours
all the time. We say you can say your alternative.
So it means that some kase mo ya mo betimi ayo. Some short notice impo. Hwade a mo ya man na che se mo hyeda na ya mo nya adwuma.
Well, na infrastructure no wo ho. The Accra Sports Stadium was there. The grass was there. Meboa. Those facilities were already in existence. But let's not forget that the FA presented Kumasi Sports Stadium for our national matches.
Sure.
They didn't present Accra Sports Stadium. They didn't present Cape Coast Sports Stadium.
Did they consult you?
Oh, yeah. Normally they do consult, but they chose Kumasi, and that was what was presented to CAF.
All right.
And FIFA.
Okay.
And it was approved and we're playing. Accra was not submitted. Cape Coast was not submitted. So I sort of Kumasi ID problem by amuyi free on.
Na mujane ba.
Na ojafo ko gina o say anyway, the ref say you are Accra Sports Stadium. Why? You know, somebody who have been president before doesn't know that we have Accra Sports Stadium. We have Cape Coast Stadium.
Studio now be all your campaign.
Oh, that be o say me e bon komo. No, Mama Kasaki.
Oh, there Madam Mr. Nyantechi, baby Obia. Your Highness, my godfather, Mr. Kwesi Nyantechi. Nyantechi ni brother than you. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it was clear. It was a misplaced thought. It was running on populist grounds. But DMB is a problem-solving person.
I'm a Premier League clubs.
Yes, not only the Premier League clubs, we will also buy it for the federations, those that are group sports also. Like we'll give to athletics. We'll buy a bus and give to athletics. We'll buy a bus for the Disabled Sports Federation.
Wow.
We'll buy them a bus. You know, so that these are for national teams assignment. Say Paralympic for air core competition be Otogwa. Okay. You know, they can easily use that bus and go. Or even if they have to tour the whole country and organize competitions, and you have a around for they have a state of the art bus.
Right.
You know, that they can use and travel to Tamale in comfort.
Okay.
You
then
know.
He also talks about supporting the payment of player salaries at the Premier League through an initiative with the NLA.
I mean, you know, we piloted it. So when you say a pilot here, when COVID came, yes, no, what I say. And I say, we be or Mamma uses our word, no matter
Really? More pilot here.
Yes. When COVID,
how did it work?
When COVID came, we piloted with the
women's teams.
The women teams.
Yeah, I remember.
You know, me say Papa no was doing equity. You know, he thinks ahead. When COVID came, he said, look, our ladies are vulnerable. You know, and they are sustained on the matches that they play.
Sure.
So let's try something so that they don't feel rejected or so much frustrated in the heat that, there are club owners who say that they are unable to pay them for them to be able to meet their basic needs. You know, excuse me to say, to be able to buy their pad or this kind of stuff. Yeah. So, the vice president in consultation with the board got approval, you know, and we piloted it through with the YEA, Youth Employment Agency, you know, and it was National Sports Authority. We collated the data, you know, through partnership with the GFA, you know, and we submitted to the authority, and they were evaluated, you know, and monthly monies were paying to them. When we looked at the system that we adopted, it worked. So we said, okay, now to maintain it, once they are private institutions, and we have the national lotteries coming in, we have the gaming commission.
Sure.
You know, and also with the new LI that has been passed, as at the time of the manifesto, the LI was not passed. As the new LI has been passed, the National Sports Authority on its even own and with approval from the Gaming Commission, can put up a sports lotto.
Okay.
You know, which can also go ahead to support income generation activity that can equally fund this aspect.
Wow.
You know, by paying for remunerating club players. Already saying himself, there's a standard procedure for recruitment or registration.
Sure.
Each season, we register 30 players.
Yeah.
And it means I'm more increase. You know, you roll out 30 players. So the state will take out these 30 players, you know, and be paying them. We say the member club owner no work your platform whether it's going to be
Yanji Mundi said DMB bar or salaries of premier players.
No, be a why be paying was so obey now also seen for
I mean COVID
by were demonstrating,
but it was for a short period.
No, but he demonstrated and it worked.
I mean,
where our ladies not being paid.
But COVID came month also.
Where our ladies not being paid.
But after COVID, you didn't continue.
Yes, but we're solving a problem. We didn't want our people to go frustrated, so we're solving a problem. Okay. And it means solving our problem, no. Inti yare no so ehun be twe no say bia sanko normality. Say see how obi an share max. Cafes na ko obi a share max. And she akra uma me sana na me more blue. Yeah. You know, so
now let me also take you here. Or say when say yes, school sports not conform. So he wants to establish a Ghana School Sports Secretariat yes. with dedicated funding
yes.
to ensure effective school-based grassroots sports development in collaboration with the GES.
Yes. 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 So what it means is that, you know, we used to have inter-schools competitions, you know, and over of later, I want to sign him to say those times are no. So now, when he comes, he is going to develop sports from the grassroots.
Right.
You know, and through schools. You know, like from the primary schools level, you hear inter-school matches between primary schools. Now more JSS, now more secondary schools, now more tertiary institutions.
That's I want to mean just what be present answer.
Oh, say obi ni idea. Say ano where oman penyin badie chire.
Oh, okay.
You know,
so bit must suggest that your man penny no.
No suggesting us one fire force.
Okay.
You know, say ideas ni be war. You know, he must have another vision of his own also.
Yeah, you are right.
You know, so this is what he's going to bring out on board. Oman Penyin is supporting sports development on other aspects. You know, and this is going to add on with a dedicated sports secretariat that everybody in charge of school sports on you know, with this secondary school, inter schools, and everything. And you see, let's not forget, when you say those times now, amobo coast teams, amobo in the super zonas, you could see that most of our junior teams players came from those.
Oh, of course, yeah, Asian, Muntari, John Menson, school products.
Yes, but we've noticed that it is not like that. Yeah, Franco, you know, and we are not getting the dedicated talent on the ground, you know, and that is part of our
Ghana
problem.
School Sports Secretariat.
Yes.
Wow.
It will be set up to work in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service, you know, and this will just be focused on school sports talent.
And you're also promising of constructing a stadium in 6 of the new regions and even in Sunyani.
Yes, Sunyani Virgin one.
Now 4 years, 8 years, 8 years here, do those stadium, do those na motimesi.
Oh, say I don't make a sure say 8 years I chuma. Yes, it's all the multi-purpose.
Astroturf in Kanwu. Multi-purpose in Kanwu. Make a stadium and kasa.
Oh, but
because that is what the vice president is stating is going to construct.
Yes. Say over traditionally, Nanado Eba no traditional 10 regions no. The deal was that we are building 10 multi-purpose sports stadium for all the 10.
Aye.
You know, and we've done it.
Oh, Chama.
Some are ongoing.
Stadium was in a stadium so. Oh, one
who are there no. Have you seen the one on?
Yeah, I've seen
the one multi-purpose sports stadium. Have you seen that one? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You've seen it.
I've seen pictures.
You've seen pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, so virtually you have seen it.
Sure.
Yes, it's due to be
Commissioned.
He can host any
International game. I hope you don't say international.
No, I can host any match. No, international game. Where match I call born or Libya, Black Star versus Sudan.
You bet my bonne
Libya Sports Stadium. Maybe I call balls. I'm matching. The WA multi-purpose sports stadium is far better than that facility. Far better. Pictures are here. Meet me the viewers on Facebook.
Charlie, people are trying to play politics. So someone is sending a message and says, Nana, all parties have plans for sports. So bring all of them to give us their plans. JDM promised players salary structure in 2016. Or the station will lose listenership because we are brothers listening to the program. And it has become argument between us. Don't fight with your brother, okay? The other people have their turn.
No, we can even come. Me here, I'll come. If you want, bring the other person. I will talk. No problem.
I was your friend Mickey. Mickey, I will try.
Yeah, so right. Mickey, fire on.
Someone
Trust
says
DMB, he will deliver.
Okay. Oh, Charlie. Okay, I say, good morning, Anadako. I've been listening to you every day. This is my very first time texting. Today, it seems you are being a coward. How can you say your colleague are the ones saying the AstroTurfs are not up to standard when you know that's the truth? Shame. Abdul Razak, I was just playing the devil's advocate. Come on, don't take me personal, bro. Where's one on high?
No. Don't run away. Abdul Razak, I'm here testifying that those pitches are AstroTurfs. They are not mushrooms pitches that have been put up. But of course, if somebody was playing on a raw surface, and today there is a cover up from on the floor surface to give more meaning to the person's talent development and enhance his confidence level, why do you downgrade it?
Sure.
Razak, why do you downgrade it? You had wished that it was left fallow for the person to keep hefting himself on a raw field. I mean, let's be patriotic for once. Let's be progressive as a nation. We can as we move on, if we have moved to another level, and if the development and infrastructure comes and there is more money, we can further go to another level. Development is a stage. We have to upgrade, not to reset. So let's keep moving forward and then see what we can do to enhance our infrastructure stake.
We need to be wrapping up this interview, or else I'll find myself in trouble. There's a texter here. Valerie is asking me not to read the message. But
no, read and let's talk.
I'll say, good morning, Nana. When you bring in a politician who has an institution to your station, do not allow him to denigrate an opponent. I'm highly disappointed in the discussion section. Divine. I brought up all of this because I said Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia had brought a populist proposal, and he said no, it was the other side that had rather said something populist on a stage. He didn't denigrate anybody. I'm sorry.
That's right. So Divine, you've said it all.
No.
Then Divine said, "Man is was you see here na wonka bone." And I am not a politician heading a state institution. I am serving Mother Ghana. I am a servant of the state. Yeah, I am not here. I didn't come here as a politician, an MPP communicator. No, I came here as a servant of the state. And that is purely what I'm doing here. And if you agree with me, you can. I don't know whether you're a politician or not, but you can take up that cap and you agree that the discussions we are having here are of national interest,
apolitical,
and for the good of Mother Ghana. And if you skew it in that manner, you agree with me that all that I've said and the pronouncement of DMB as an alternative for our sport development, it is no lie. He has demonstrated it, my brother.
I have Max 89.7. Hey, Charlie Yadu. Obviously, a friend of someone ni abolai. Hey, Nana Dakwa. You have now given your sports platform to this MPP people. Aren't they Ghanaians? Come on, bro. But if you care to know, this is not a political show. We're talking about sports and how the politicians intend to develop sports. Okay? Chairman, yes, also, what do you have for us? Final words. Ghana Sports under NSA Board Chairman, Seth Panwum.
Yeah, so let's look forward to a brighter future. Let's look forward to positive development in our sporting infrastructure, our sporting industry, and let's have faith in our national teams. I think that we have the talent. It is something that we are missing. I am one of those who also agree that we have a technical problem, you know, because this, if you look at the talents that we have, and week in, week out, they are performing fabulously well in their clubs, but when it comes to our national team, we are found wanting. It has to do with positioning and play, and maybe selecting placement of our players, and maybe partnering them well to get us the results. And definitely this has to do with a technical issue, you know. So let's look at that light objectively, you know, and not run away from this thing. If you look at I was not happy with the game against Sudan.
Sure.
You could see that Kwesi Appiah won the game on tactics.
Yeah.
He won the game on tactics.
And so to only tactics on.
Now, first goal counter na mo share here. Second goal counter. There was even another third one coming, and Boguye. You know, so couldn't you have repositioned the boys, say that after the first counter, a second counter should not go and score us again? You know, so I mean, that is why you stand behind the scene to give directions. So I was disappointed in Otoado in that game, you know. But of course, the officers that would have to look at it and maybe give us a better technical direction than we are receiving now under Otoado.
All right, thank you very much. The board chairman of the National Sports Authority, Honorable Seth Panwum, was our special guest on the big interview. How I wish this interview could travel to maybe 1 o'clock, but he has an important meeting elsewhere he needs to go.
Texas will be
There will be a